Islam, Islam, Islam. Why are you ducking Arman Tsarukyan? Islam came out and said that the Arman rematch makes no sense. My opinion on this in this video. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Assalamu alaikum, Dagestan.
So Islam Makhachev came out after UFC 302 where he defeated a aging senior Dustin Poirier. He said that the Arman Tsarukyan rematch makes no sense. Those were his words. And first of all, I understand that he wants to fight Leon Edwards. I don't think he should fight Leon Edwards. I don't think the deserving part is always a hard line to really talk about, because who does deserve anything? You know what I mean? Like at which point do you deserve anything? I can make a video about the double champ thing if you want that, but he wants Leon next, but it makes no sense because you can go up and fight Leon if you cleared out every clear contender. There is a guy named Arman Tsarukyan or however you pronounce it. If you have any Armenian brothers in here, write it in the comments, guys. How can you say that he does not deserve a rematch? Let's just say out the facts.
Here's the thing, guys.
Arman fought Islam when Arman was 21. 21 years old. Can you imagine fighting Islam Makhachev at 21 years old? It doesn't stop there. He was 21 years old. It was his UFC debut. Plus, it was on short notice for Arman. Islam was preparing for a fight anyways. Arman fought him on short notice. Plus, took him to a tough decision. It wasn't like Islam just dominated him. Islam had a lot of problems in that fight. That was a very close fight. Islam won it, clearly. In my opinion, Islam won it. But it was a close fight. Arman gave him a lot of problems. And as I said, that was an Arman at 21 years old on short notice, right? So now, since then, Arman had 10 fights in the UFC. Arman is a different fighter now. Of course, Islam as well. Islam also leveled up a lot. Islam was also not 32 at this time, but he was much older than Arman, he was definitely older than Arman, let's say like that. More mature, more experienced, has been knocked out before that already. And Arman, as I said, had 10 fights since then. In my opinion, 10 wins, because the only loss he had since the Islam fight in the UFC was against Mateusz Gamrot. And with all love and respect, write your opinion in the comments. Arman won this fight. For me, there's no doubt about it. It wasn't a dominant victory, but he won the fight. Fair and square. And that fight was a banger fight, by the way. Arman against Gamrot, watch it back. That was a phenomenal fight. It doesn't get the love it deserves. If you like wrestling scrambles or you want to get to love wrestling scrambles, watch this fight. So, in my book, Arman is on a 10-fight winning streak. You are trying to decline a guy a title shot and saying he does not deserve it. Okay, I have to say he did not say that he doesn't deserve it. I want to be clear. He said it doesn't make any sense. How does it not make any sense? I mean, if you would have knocked him out back then, okay, I can understand you. You had a close decision against a 21-year-old pupil that had made his UFC debut and fought you on short notice. He gifted you that, because if he wouldn't have stepped in, you probably would have had no opponent. And back then, money was important to you. Back then, you weren't the champion and multi-millionaire. Back then, you needed the money. You should thank him. You should be like, thank you, Arman. Of course I give you a title shot. Thank you for stepping in back then.
Thank you so much, Dana.
He stepped in there as a young guy, fought you for 3 rounds, and gave you one of the toughest fights of your life. How can you say it does not make sense? He's on a 10-fight winning streak. How can you say it does not make sense, my friend? Like, he just beat Charles Oliveira. How can you say it does not make sense? There's literally, he is the toughest matchup for you in this division by far. By far. Arman is a nightmare matchup for Islam, and I don't mean by that Islam cannot win that fight. I just say Arman is as good as it gets. He has no real weakness. The only weakness you could say is maybe his striking defense, but I know a guy that got knocked out before by a right hook, and I know a guy who's never been knocked out. One guy is named Islam, one guy is named Arman. You can figure out yourself who is who. So Islam saying the Arman rematch makes no sense is just absolutely delusional. Absolutely delusional. I understand it from the standpoint of, hey, I want the Everts fight, but it makes no sense in the world to say that. Dana White luckily also said, or happily also said, that the Arman rematch is next no matter what. And I think Islam is gonna have a lot of problems when he faces Arman, and he can't run and he can't hide. He has to sign the contract. And if he is that man that he claims to be from the post or from the quote that Dana White now has on top of his office, which is something I respect a lot, if that's true, he should shut up and sign the contract. What is your opinion on that whole thing? Write your opinion in the comments, guys. I would love to hear your takes on this. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, guys. Would appreciate that. It's just one click, means a lot. If you go to the description, check out bloodshop.net. It's linked in the description. My merch store, the best merch in the business, rash guards, t-shirts, hoodies, whatever you like for all martial arts fans. Check it out. We're free shipping with the code FREE. Check it out, you guys. Stay bloody, and until the next one, bye-bye. Bloodsport out.